Guys, and welcome to RC Cincy. Today we built a construction site in our living room. The weather is cold, there was snow out there, the dirt's either wet or frozen, so it completely sucks for any kind of equipment like this. So what we have here is the t590 Bobcat converted to full RC. I did a full conversion. I did a 3-part series for full conversion. So what we did is we went to Target. She recommended I buy this $3 clear curtain, which is perfect, allowing us to play in the dirt and then easily just fold it up, tie the top of it, and you can get it out of here without making a mess. So this was like $3. And then potting soil, doesn't matter. The bigger the bag, obviously, the more you get. I think it was about $6 or $7. So it wasn't bad at all. For basically for $10, you can have an RC construction site. Probably a little better doing like a tile floor or something, just in case if you do get a little dirt on there. Luckily, this stuff is really easy to clean up. It's fluffy. It's dry. It's literally like the best stuff. The only thing you have to watch about the fluff is equipment can get stuck sometimes in the fluff because it'll just sink because the equipment's kind of heavy. You may want to thin it out or compact it a little bit, just to make it fair for it or easier to drive around. So we have the Spectrum controller that we bound our machine to. We have a battery in there. Keep in mind, this is the 1200 milliamp battery. You go up to about 2000. You can go 800, 500, whatever you like. The heavier the battery, the heavier the machine's gonna be. On this fluffy stuff, it can sink, and then basically it'll just bottom out on this bottom plate, and then the wheels will spin. So you can't get stuck that way. Other than that, it's really, really fun. But it seems to be doing a lot better when you thin it out and kind of compact it a little bit. If you have it really thick and fluffy, it's just gonna sink to the tracks and bottom out on a skid plate. So keep that in mind. Another thing is this servo right here. If you keep it all the way forced down like this with tension on it for more than, I'd say, 4 or 5 minutes, once you get around 10 minutes or so, you'll literally hear it burn itself out. You'll just see the servo continuously turning, and it'll just literally burn itself out. I've already replaced one, 17 gram on the back, just because I forgot to leave it on. I left it on, I forgot. I am gonna remove the hot glue where I filled in the switch, and I do have a switch for it. It'll be easy to install. I'll put a switch on it just to make my life a lot easier, not having to take the cover off. Even though I recommend unplugging batteries from a circuit anyways, to keep it from slowly power draining it and causing other issues. So keep that in mind as well. So we just have a couple of lights set up. We have this 1/16 scale fencing. The figure is really just about the right size, maybe a little bit bigger, but it's okay. The cool part is you can actually sit in there. This would be like a smaller Bobcat than a t590, because the t590 would technically be bigger around this figure. So we still can have the figures and stuff. It's not as scale because you can't actually put a guy in there like the other ones I have. I'm gonna have him sit down in his wheelbarrow because the carpet is uneven. That's the only reason he's not standing up. I have the fencing from the Brewer Company, really nice fencing and stuff. You get all that offline. I can leave a link below for you guys if you're interested. Don't worry, the full construction site will still be coming. We have repairs to do on the excavator, and then I really like to do it outside to have a larger construction site so we can actually dump loads and carry them out, load them, and cool stuff. So without further ado, let's do the first dig and first run of this machine in topsoil. So here we go. So we have forward and backward lift, and then tilt, and then roll back. So very easy, very basic controls. You are going to want it in mode 1, so this one is free, so you can move the arm up and down so it doesn't spring back like this one. You want the spring back for the forward, back, left, and right, obviously. So let's go ahead and just try to dig a little path here. Let me get going. Here we go. So as you can see, you can move quite a bit of dirt. You can shake it out. Sometimes when it's fluffy like that, it has a hard time coming out. Well, more so when it's wet. But you can see how that digs, honey. That's doing a pretty good job of digging, isn't it?
Yep.
So the cool part is, this thing, you can get enough tilt to actually dig, and it's got enough power to push a huge pile like that. You seen that? Like, that is a lot of dirt. I don't want to go too much further. I don't want to go outside my box. But basically, you want to keep kind of wearing the tracks, because the more you compact this, the better traction you're going to have, just because this is so fluffy, right? But yeah, it does a really, really good job of digging. You can see the amount of dirt I can move is tremendous. Like, that is a lot. And then you can like tilt the bucket and shake it a little bit to get it out of there, remnants of it. So that's what's cool about that. And it can push quite a bit. So you can actually dig and grade with this, is the cool part if you're doing like a parking lot build, or if you're doing a construction site, or you can use this machine to backfill your trenches or whatever you're doing with your construction site. I think it's pretty cool. This being the prototype, it's not as clean and fancy, as nice as I want it to be. Then, like I said, I'm buying 2 more, and I'm gonna do 1 more in the final one, and then another one's gonna be for parts. So this will be the one I'll mostly be playing with, and then the other one will be more fancier prototype, and I'll show you guys that as well. I mean, this thing is an absolute beast. Like, I mean, it's nuts how much dirt it can move. Obviously, the height isn't quite there for that large of a truck I have over there, like my Western Star. It would have to work off of a hill, obviously, which is no problem. And then as far as pushing is really good. Let's get off and come this way so I can show you guys. So every once in a while, what will happen is this is an older receiver from an airplane. For some reason, every once in a while it wants to cut out. I don't know why. So let's drive down just a little bit, and I'm gonna try to come this way and get some big scoops. Look at that. So the cool part about it is you can go over here and dump it over here if you like, right? See, dump it right out. And you can get very large scoops, see that? And you can be careful and avoid stuff. You can still dump it and work it. So you can basically work the pile pretty well. See how, look how much that's lifting up. So if you get stuck, you just turn the bucket like that. See how I broke the pile loose? And that's what's so cool about it. Like, you can just shake it loose, turn back this way, go up to the pile, get a scoop. You can't lift it up. See how you can't lift it up? Move the pile back and forth with the bucket like that, and it breaks the pile loose. So it actually works really well having that bigger kilogram servo on the front. I thought it would work against it, but it's really allowing it, like, even when you go forward, and let's say you get stuck in pushing, by wiggling the bucket, see that? You can break free and actually climb up and be right back on top of the pile. So that bucket, you know, has its good and its bad. So as you go up, it gets more elevation rollback, and as you go down, you get more tilt. So that's kind of neat. I am still working on adjusting, getting the right length there, so you can get more of that. We'll work on that. There are servos that have more than 180. They're 360 servos as well. 180 would have fine on this. A 360 would be awesome because you would literally get way more tilt down and up with those. And we'll see other different weight servos and stuff. But really, that 17 ounce is allowing us to pick up quite a bit of weight with no problem. No problem whatsoever. Like, I mean, look at that. I'm able to just push these monster piles with no problem at all. I could put the bucket down. See that pile right there? I could put the bucket down, and I could actually back drag to an extent. It just depends on how well this dirt is compacted. If it sinks and hits that bottom skid plate, then that's the only time you really get stuck. So tracks do work well. I wish they were a little bit taller, like the nubs on this was a little bit more aggressive. So the cool part about this dirt is you literally give it gas and just shake in direction, and then all of it comes off. Look at that. Nothing on your hands. That's why I love this dry dirt. Every once in a while I get like a big piece of wood or whatever, and you give it a little shake and it's clean. That's what I love about this topsoil. If this is the dirt, if you get on your carpet, is the easiest to vacuum compared to like mud or muck or whatever. So this stuff is really cool. I've ran this because I've done testing on it. I've had very, very little, I've had no issues with overheating. The ESCs are warm but not hot. They're just a little warm. This servo barely gets warm, just a little bit warm, nowhere near hot enough to where it's damaged. Same thing with this one. This one barely gets warm at all. So the big arm is probably the most used servo out of the two, but it just works really, really well. Now, as far as the tracks are concerned, They work well. Whenever they get in a situation where they can't spin, you'll hear the clicking every once in a while. Hear this? That clicking every once in a while. What happens when it can't spin and it gets jammed up, it'll just click instead of damaging it. The rubber technically doesn't look like it's wearing down or bending or anything. I was given a tip that if ever these ever stretch, you can actually put them in you can put them in boiling water for a few minutes or really hot water, and they actually shrink back and tighten back up. They don't need that yet. There's still plenty of bounce and they drive pretty well. I still need to remove this front sticker off the front. I just realized that, honey. But yeah, and it still needs the cover and other touch-up. Like I said, this is the prototype. But I'm just showing you guys that this works extremely well. It's a lot of fun. I mean, that's just beastly. So you can, bring, like, watch this. I'm going to put a wheelbarrow of dirt in this wheelbarrow, and I should about wrap it up, okay? So I'll show you how precise that can be. So I can scoop up a bucket of dirt. Lift it up carefully. I don't want to lose all my dirt. That is a perfectly full wheelbarrow of dirt. So you can be neat. You can be pretty neat with it. It's nice being able to flick it. Being able to like shove it. That's one of the things about these big servos is they have that more jerkier movement. The small ones have a little bit more fine tuning. Obviously, I could do expo and other cool tricks with this controller to make me look a lot smoother than I am. So that's the cool part about that. Nothing has been adjusted or tuned. This is out of the box performance. That's why I was so impressed with this. I literally bound this receiver to this controller and plugged stuff up, and out of the box performance. Once I showed you guys in the build video which wires to connect will be the same, because it'll be the same thing. Connect to the correct wires. It'll be forward, backward, and it was just out of the box performance. Like it's incredible. If you need to reverse a servo, or you like the bucket to roll to the right for down or left or whatever you want it reversed, just go in the menu, reverse the servo. So, or if you want this channel to be crisscross, or you want the other one to lift up, however you want, you can change that. I was just really impressed with the 2-in-1 performance. It's given enough to where you go fast, and then I can go slow. So that's what's cool about that. The turning speed can be fast, or it can be slow. So it just depends. I'm gonna see if there's other possible upgrades, like the tracks, if we get like some plastic ones with linkages and get the right length and kind of hook it up somehow. If there's other options, I'll look into it. Or if we get other tracks as well. Technically, you can make tracks if you got more aggressive rubber ones and they matched up the profiles. Technically, you could cut the rubber and then like kind of do like some fishing wire and kind of like almost sew it, like braid it back together with black fishing wire. I mean, you can do all kinds of crazy stuff. I've seen metal links, plastic links. It just depends what you're using. So honestly, this machine has really impressed me. The scale detail of it, being the prototype, like I said, the little covers and stuff and making it look better is going to get improved with time and figuring it out. If you have any cool videos or something you've done on a conversion like this or something similar, please share with the RC community. We love seeing stuff like that. Sharing ideas and helping each other out is what it's all about. So I'm truly impressed with this. Like I said, the only time it gets stuck if the dirt's really, really loose. Otherwise, it's just a beast. I mean, look at that. I took a big chunk out, scooped it right out, dumped it. And it just does so well. So honestly, this thing's a beast. I love it. I had a lot of fun with it. I don't like keeping it all the way down with force on it. I like to lift it up a little bit and keep it off that. Like I said, if you leave for a long period of time, please unplug it. Do not let those servos burn out. They're not the cheapest, being 17-gram all-metal servos. Luckily, like I said, I had a bunch left over from the plane. If you want to see all the links to this parts, the very first build video, it will have a link to all the parts you need. I also linked a cheap, affordable transmitter that's 6 channels and 6-channel receiver. So technically, you can do lights and sound box. I am going to do lights to this because I actually have a set of lights from an old RC that I can plug up into the channel, and I could even put on a switch to where it turns off and on. So that's the cool part about that. Everything else is performing great. Just an all-around really good machine. Man, this thing is a beast. Like I got little center blocks and stuff I was trying to weigh. I can't find my weights. I thought I had weights somewhere, and I can't find them. I don't know where they're at. I forget what I bought them for. Oh, we also have the weights that I put in the machines. So later on, I'll do more in-depth testing video, like its weight capabilities. So what I'll do is I'll actually have the little sticky weights. I won't unpeel them off or anything, but I'll actually keep throwing weights in there and see how much it can lift up. I'm curious. It has to be a pretty decent amount, honestly, for it to perform like it does. You know, it's just a beast. I absolutely love it. Look how high that can lift up the bucket full of dirt. And you can drive around like that too. And then shake it out. I don't know why, but I love this machine. It's a lot of fun. So I could actually literally be here forever. So thank you to my awesome wife for letting me put dirt in the living room. That's really nice of her. And that's going to pretty much conclude this video. So far, let me shake it real quick and get this here. So far, it's holding up really, really well. I have had 0 failures of just operating. Like I said, just watch it having this fluffy dirt. Compact it a little bit. Maybe you might make it so thick, and if you do, compact it a little bit, just because these will just tread right. This will just tear up the dirt, and then it'll just bottom out on the skid plate. So just keep that in mind. But other than that, it's a beast. It can push a lot. It has a lot of weight. I think that's a lot to do with its weight and heftiness of this thing. I really need to get this on a scale, because I would say it's more than a pound. Like, it's got some weight to it, or maybe a pound. I'm impressed, maybe even 2 pounds. So we'll figure that out. But yeah, just impressed with the arm lifting. Honestly, I think the first thing I'm going to work on is getting more tilt. It depends on the length of this and how you have it set up to where it's connected. That makes a huge difference on the amount of travel and the way how much it can tilt. So that'll have to be adjusted, and we'll have to kind of figure that out as we go along. The tracks have been holding up so far. I know they can skip every once in a while, which can happen, I guess, from like stretching and wear on them or whatever. Like I said, that guy was nice enough to share the video showing us that you can shrink the rubber with the heat. I don't know if I can put, like, maybe I can put another tensioner somewhere on it to help, like, keep a little more tension on it, or adjustable tensioner somewhere would be interesting. These rollers don't really, unless it's on it, these bottom rollers don't really touch. I wouldn't mind seeing another little roller right here, maybe like one that I can adjust for tension, so I keep tension on the tracks. Or maybe we can move, is this loose? Maybe we can move or adjust these wheels up a little bit or something. Well, it does have a gearbox technically set in there, but we can figure other stuff out. So far, it's still working just fine, and it hasn't really had any issues. Like I said, I love this dirt, dude. It just literally wipes right off, and then nothing will get trapped in your house with that. And it's just awesome to deal with. So there you have it. That is the first run video for the Bobcat. I'm super happy with it. Hopefully you guys are enjoying yours and you got yours done. Any questions or anything about the machine or figuring something out, if you have any issues, please comment below and I'll try to do my best to respond. And also, I have a big, huge announcement. I started a YouTube channel just for construction equipment only. So I love all RCs. I'm not really picky. I love airplanes, boats, helicopters, pretty much you name it, I love it. So honestly, there'll be more announcements as the channel develops. But as of right now, I figured out the channel name. It's Only RC Construction Equipment is the channel. Only RC Construction Equipment. It already has 3 subscribers, probably me, my wife, and another person like Courtney or someone. But you know, it's just got set up. I just changed the name. I'm going to be creating some exclusive content for that channel, but I will be sharing anything RC related on RC Cincy still, just because, you know, you guys have been with me all along, and I appreciate the growth and every one of you guys subscribing and being part of the channel, and it's tremendous. I appreciate it. So if you guys want to see exclusively that kind of content, maybe there'll be some cool, unique stuff on there. We'll figure something out, but I thought I'd announce that, and that's it. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and that's going to do it for this one. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.